What is up, Dribble K? How are you all doing today? Today I'm gonna tell you a story of how my life was before I came here and before I was with my aunt. Here we go. So when I was 3, my father got taken away. I don't know if he's still in prison or not. I do not remember, actually. But then I got taken away from my mother and put into my grandparents' custody. My grandmother, I'm guessing she was always mad because I would be yelled at to do something, and if I didn't do it, then sometimes I'd be spanked or something, which is normal for kids to be spanked. But a lot of times, one time when I was sitting, I just woke up, and every little kid is still like kind of still not awake. So I was still not awake yet, and she asked me, did I sleep good? And I didn't respond because I was still trying to wake up. She tossed me on the ground, aka floor, and said, fine, ignore me then. And so it kind of like scared me because I was like not awake, and next thing you know, I'm being thrown on the floor. She did hit me sometimes like this. When I was 9, I moved. My life was perfectly fine. Still a little bit of hitting and stuff that I didn't like. Yelling, I couldn't bear yelling. Like if someone just started screaming on my face, I would cry because of bad memories of being yelled at in my face. When I was either 8, I was 8. When I was 8, we moved to Texas, we moved to Texas. So I was hoping with stuff, and fast forward, when I was 11, my mom left to go to the hospital or something, which I was kind of scared about. Next thing you know I hear that she got kicked out, and she didn't bother to say, oh, hey, can you call my parents at least and tell them to come get me? She didn't care. She just went out on the streets. 5 months later, she finally comes back, but she wasn't seeming like herself. Like, it didn't seem like she was happy to see me at all. Like, it kind of just seemed like so our relationship went down. Just went down. So I remember one time, though, there was a puppy, Heidi. I think you've seen her. She's kind of like the short little gray fuzzy one. She's kind of like, she's short, and she has like the ears kind of really fluffy. I don't know if y'all seen her or not. But anyway, when she was a really little puppy, she was with us, with my grandparents before I moved in with my aunt and uncle. Not my uncle, with my aunt. And she told me to let her outside. So I did. I let her outside, and she started barking. Because this was a day that she was going to go with my aunt and stuff, because we couldn't take care of her because we had 2 cats. So Mama yelled at me to bring her back inside. So I did. She smacked me extremely hard, the hardest she's ever hit me, and said, you deserve that. Like, really? I deserve that just for letting a dog outside? Because she started barking really loud. But that isn't the time that she scared me the most. The time, because I had my shirts laying on a few boxes, and apparently 2 fell back because they had fallen on the floor, but I was checking and they weren't there. So after I was done, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go watch TV. So when I started watching TV, she came in because she was moving the boxes and found the 2 shirts right there. She's like, what the F is this? I'm done. And I ran off, and she's like, get the H word back here. And so I did, and I walked up to the doorway. So here's her, me, the doorway. So my head was almost right close to the doorway. She smacked me into the doorway and kept on doing that about 3 times. And I finally said, they fell back, and I didn't know. And she's like, well, you could have effing looked for it. And then while she left, I heard her on the bus saying, useless child. And that kind of scared me. Then, close to the end of the school year, 2 really big things happened to me. One was my mom left the hospital. A week later, I found out that she left permanently and didn't want to come back. She told my grandmother that she did not want to come back. I still feel like a little bit of me that was because of me, because if I hadn't been here, then she wouldn't have to live. Then she wouldn't have to leave. But I know that it's not. but it just seems like that she's only saying that just to make me feel better. And after that, that's when Mama got really mad. But not mad enough to beat me every single day like in the gotcha videos. And so I had pre-athletics, worst class ever, by the way. But I had pre-athletics, so we had gym clothes. And I had it in the bag, and they got stolen. But I didn't want to tell Mom all that because she would have been like, it's your fault. They got stolen. Stuff like that. Not literally that words, though. And when I come back, because we were doing, like, a health thing for the whole week, so I really couldn't, so none of us were allowed to go in there. And I needed to get my gym clothes. And I tried to ask them. She's like, no, I'm sorry. Because she was rude. And so when I got home, I was trying to explain that to her. I couldn't make out she was hitting me. And I was to the point where I was like this. Like, I covered myself like that because I was scared to no end. She's like, go in your room and just go through your toys. I don't want to see you for the rest of the day. And so sometimes if I'm, like, really upset or something or just, like, depressed, I don't want to, like, talk. I don't want to eat. And so she was talking to Papa saying, I swear to God, if she doesn't get those by the end of this week, I'm going to beat her until I go to jail. That didn't happen because she finally came in after she calmed down and said what really happened, and I said that they got stolen. And so when I was 12, obviously I moved here. I moved here with my aunt and uncle at the end of the school year. The school year ended, and so I was like, okay. So during the summer, I moved in here and I got all my stuff, and I just moved in. I'm 13 now. I am perfectly fine. I'm happy, kind of. But it still just kind of makes me hurt because, well, before I said that, my mom got another phone because her phone got turned off, which is good. But the last words that I ever heard her say then was, I love you. And that kind of just made me cry, so I said I love you too, and I had to hang up. But I did find her on Messenger, like 5 months ago. And so, yeah, we've been messaging and stuff, keeping in touch. We kind of talk about private stuff, which I'm not going to say because obviously it's private. But yeah, that's a little bit of my life and what I lived. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine, so please don't worry about me, because that's going to be like really bad if someone actually finds out about that, because I don't want to be getting in trouble for this and having my YouTube account deleted. But love you, gerbil lovers. Bye.